Hello everyone, this is Diane. Welcome to Tag Tuesday at Pretty Pink Cottage. It's a hashtag. Hashtag Tag Tuesday is hosted by Sherry Brown at Turquoise Streaming on YouTube, and I will link her YouTube channel below so that you can go to her channel and find her Tag Tuesday videos, and there you will find links to the other participants in this hashtag. So I'm having a lot of fun working with my craft book pages. I want to start pulling out selected categories of book pages and seeing what I can do with them. So this one was craft book pages. So we did one Tag Tuesday last week where I cut pages and started them, but I don't think any of them were finished. So I will show you what I did. Look at all these tags that I did with what we started. So I had these manila thick stencil pages from a stencil book, and I just colored them with I think I used sprays on my mat and then just wiped them in there. So what I did to finish these tags was I drew little marks around the edges. This one I used a fine tip Sharpie, and that showed up better. And then I made the hole and put the reinforcement on and added this fun fiber there, and just added a little bit of digital embellishment. These two are hand stamped, and this is an actual stamp from a vintage postcard, but all the numbers are digitals. So that's a nice fun tag. These were wider. When you saw them in the previous video, I just trimmed a tiny bit off each edge. This is one that I made. Most of the bases are made with, this is white cardstock, and then this is vintage file folders, or file folders that were already cut up. So that's what that is. And I used a scrap of scrapbook paper here and just cut her out of one of my craft books. And then I added that. These three all came from one page of a cross-stitch chart. And these are really fun. So these two, I didn't sew around this one. I sewed around the others. No, I guess just this one. Anyway, I'm not doing anything to them. I want the cross-stitch pattern to show, and I just added a good sized piece of lace at the top that's a little bit dangly. So that's a nice tall tag that can be journaled on, and this one as well. And this one I did add a figure from that craft book. I think it was a Simplicity crafting book, so it was sewing projects. This came out of a craft book from the 70s, and it had this instruction on how to make a tie, and the instructions were excuse me, printed on this tie-shaped color block here, and I wanted to keep that. And this was at the top, and I thought that's going to make a really long tag. Excuse me, my throat has been feeling dry. So I decided to cut that off. I wanted to leave it on there, but I cut it off and added it this way, and I like this a lot more because it adds embellishment. And it still needed, I backed it with some yellow paper to match this. It still needed something else, so I found this in my, I think it's a Tim Holtz ephemera piece. And then just stapled some twill up there. I didn't want it to be lacy, ribbony, feminine. These two were cut from a book about stencils. They're kind of glossy, but I love these stencil patterns. And they were arranged in vertical lines, so that made it perfect for tags. So this was very simple, just sewn to white cardstock, and I stapled some coordinating ribbon to the top. And the designs are just beautiful on their own. They don't need anything else. And then these last three were made with cross-stitch charts from a book that had beautiful images of like full-page images of these cross-stitch designs. So again, they're just sewn to white cardstock. And this one I added some gingham ribbon. It's got cherries on it. And then this is from The same is from this book, and I liked the button designs and how different ways you can decoratively sew your buttons on. And the red was just perfect. I backed it with green cardstock and just added that because this was an all-over pattern. It could use another element. These two have different colorings, and they're just, it's a different design. It's not like one all-over pattern, if you know what I mean. So I just added some pretty lace to the top. These were very feminine and delicate, floral-looking tags, so I added some feminine, delicate lace. So those are the completed ones. I have this one. I don't remember if I started it, if I cut that out with you, but I'm going to finish it now. It's on file folder, and I just added this because this is like a knitting instruction, and this is kind of yarn looking, so I added that, plus it's purple. And I thought the only thing it needed was maybe a word, so I looked at my Tim Holtz word collection here, it's called Noteworthy, and found start somewhere, because if you want to learn how to knit, you have to start somewhere. Same with anything else. So I backed them with a scrap of cardstock paper that really matches that color there, and then I put some dark gray ink around it to match the knitting needles. So that's all I'm going to do, and I might sew around it, but I had already, I might not though, because I kind of struggled to get that in there, and I don't want to take it out, so I'll probably just leave it. Start somewhere. So this could be a little inspirational tag for whatever it is you want to start on, whether it's learning something new, like knitting, or making junk journals, or starting on something else, you know, a new job, or an exercise program, or whatever. That's a good little inspirational tag, and you can write about that on the back. Then I have this one. I had cut this out. This is a knitting chart, I believe, so it just has a bunch of numbers that mean nothing to me, but hopefully a knitter would understand. It's either knitting or crochet, I don't know, but there were words at the top to help figure it out. This was cut off of this page, I believe, so I can use that for something else. So again, it's on file folder, and none of my crafty images that I had cut out were right for the coloring that I did on there. It looks more botanical or foresty. So I cut this out of my North American Wildlife book, and I thought it needed something behind them, so I took scraps of scrapbook paper and used a couple different sizes of punches. And I wanted 3 elements behind, but I didn't want 3 circles, so I just took this piece of scrapbook paper and tore it, and that can go along the edge. And I stamped with my Tim Holtz Field Notes stamp set. I stamped a label in green and just stamped that number on it, and that will go up there. So I had it already arranged, and I added my baker's twine to it. The coloring I think I might have done on camera on the last Tag Tuesday. But all this other stuff I just did before I started the video. I inked around all of the pieces that I'm going to glue down. I didn't ink around the label. I'm going to cut some of that off. So I just didn't know how far. So I put glue all over. So when that's dry, I'll trim that. Kind of want that underneath this little mushroom. Nope, 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 nope. First thing I have to do is this. I'm also going to trim that at the top. I'm glad I remembered that before this dried. Because it is a fast drying glue. Okay, now we can do this one. Still a little sticky. So as I said, I'm really enjoying playing with my craft book pages, so I do want to do another video making other kinds of ephemera, not just tags. But it's Tag Tuesday, so that's why we're doing tags today. But I found other pieces, as you saw in the first video. I kept finding things that would make good pockets and tuck spots, or just little ephemera pieces. Journal cards, things like that. So I do want to do another video doing that. I think I had this kind of tucked under. Oh, boy, this stuff glues even faster. I mean, dries. So it'll go on top, and that's fine. Looks like I stuck it over the edge, just a tiny, tiny sliver. I just wanted to trim that. Oh, how pretty. That's a pretty tag. I had inked around the tag, but I just need to ink around the things that I added to the edge. There, that's a nice tag. I should probably end up making a couple more of them in case I want to use them in a future journal where I would, like a themed journal, maybe a woodlands journal. I don't do botanical journals, but I should give it a shot. All right, so another thing I wanted to do, where did I put them? I wonder if I left them in the other room. I went in my office where my big shot is, and I cut out some round tags. And now I don't see the round tags that I cut out. I did a round and an oval. Let me just go look and see if I left. Oh, what's that? Yep, there they are. Sorry. Here they are. I cut this green instruction page from a Good Housekeeping craft book I remember those kinds. I know it's Good Housekeeping because I remember those kinds of pages in the Good Housekeeping crafting books, magazines in the 70s. So I just used my Big Shot, and I'm going to make these into tags. I wanted just a plain circle, but my biggest plain circle was smaller than I wanted. So I did a scalloped one, which is fine. It's just that I have to line up the scallops. I could have used my Cricut, but I just didn't want to try to find a cartridge and do all that stuff. Because I was trying to hurry to get ready to do this video, because I already spent a lot of time finishing up those other tags and doing other prep work. But I just wanted to do something other than a normal oblong, like rectangular tag shape. Maybe I'll do a whole video sometime about round and oval tags. I didn't even have a plan for these. I don't know what I'm going to embellish them with. I didn't get anything out. I think I want to mark, because that one's, I mean, it's a circle, but if you're looking at the text parallel, then that's a little off center. I didn't think it would matter because it's a circle, but I guess it does. Okay, so those holes are smaller than I want, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this anyway. Why is it stuck? This is an old paper punch. Might be on its last legs. I can maybe move it over a tiny bit. I think that helped a little. It doesn't really matter what size the holes are, but I wanted them to have reinforcements, and they have a larger hole in the center. Oh, that's not what I want. These are just colored ones. I wanted the ones that I colored in different colors. I'll use this one. You can hear my chair creaking when I sit back and lean forward. I need a new chair. I need something that's going to be a little more kind to my back, I guess. I don't sit back in my chair, so I figured it didn't really matter. But it might help. I might set these aside and look for vintage magazine things that I've cut out to add to these tags. So I guess I could finish this part later, but I do have some retro digital ephemera in here, so maybe we can look at that and find something so we can finish these tags while you're watching. Looking for my box of retro. Well, maybe I want that one. Maybe they're all cards, though. These are retro, like for children, babies, really. They're really beautiful retro animals, but they're all journal cards. I would rather have cutouts, and I could cut them out of these, but I want to use these as cards. So that will be for something else. This one has retro stuff. Gotta find something small enough. It's just a little scrap that could be used as a background thing. That's a possibility. These cards and tags I know are from Sweet Pea Polka Dot Pixels. And those tabs. I'd have to cut quite a bit of her off, but I think that would be okay. Yeah, we'll go with these two ladies. If they're the only things even close to being small enough. So I'm just going to get a little bit of the white off of the edges. It's just a scrap I cut off of a strip of paper from Polka Dot Pixels. I don't remember where these came from. I can link it. think I'll trim at least some of her off so I don't put glue on the whole thing, because I have to cut off quite a bit. Oh, I forgot about that scallop. Oh, cut that right off. So I'll just glue that on after I have her glued down. So I think I will just let there be a little bit of a scallop border around her so I don't have to trim. But I want to make sure the cup is at the right angle. I'll just mark where to put her shoulders. Hope that works. Okay, I see one mark. Okay, I see the other one now. It's going to be a little tricky because I have to cut it so that it has the same arc. Or it can't have the same arc because that's how it got cut off, but I don't want it to look too messy, jumped up. I guess that's okay. Yeah, that looks good. That was a little trickier than I thought it would be. Okay. Oh, they're kind of cute. And I think because they're small, I'll just put some baker's twine in there. I have yellow, green, pink, I think we'll just go with yellow for both of them. Or I guess pink for that one. I cut a bigger piece than I need because I like to tie a knot. It's easier to tie the knot in a long piece, but then I double it and thread it and cut it, and then I have to tie 2 more knots. So instead of doing that, see, normally I would just double that and put it through, and then I'd have to snip that. Since I'm going to snip it, I might as well do it now and put the knots in. Because it is so much easier to do this in a longer piece, and then you can guide the knot closer to the end. guess I will put this one in later when the video is over, so we can move on to another tag. But that's what will be in there. Those are fun. I'll have to make some more little round and oval ones. Oh, I had this one I wanted to try. So I cut out some more tags that are 3.5 by 7 from manila. This one is a little narrower. And I had this piece cut, and I like the red, and it was just laying here next to this, so I thought, well, that would be perfect. Use this for the background. Might as well make a couple of them, because I have more girls with the red backgrounds. I'll pick one of those. I don't really want to put this in my paper cutter because it's old paper and it will destroy the edges, so I'm just going to glue it down and then cut it with my scissors. Should have done that on this side. It has printing on that side. Didn't realize it. There's a lot of empty space up there. But if I turn it this way, the numbers are upside down, but I don't care. Because there's numbers for each pattern. But I like it. I like the way it looks better, like this. Maybe I could have one going, they could be going kind of diagonal on the tag. I guess this was the skinnier one, wasn't it? These seem a little bigger than I want anyway. Okay, so I'm going to make it 3 1/4. I slipped. I moved the paper. Oh, guess I didn't. Seemed like I did. There's a pencil mark on this, on the back of this one. That's cute. This is bent pretty good there, but it's going to be glued down. So I think if I do that, I'll have more interest at the top. This one's good on both sides. Nope. This is what you're doing. I like putting things off center, so she's facing that way, so I put her so she's looking into the tag, and she's facing that way, so she's looking into the tag, if you know what I mean. But she is very direct, looking at straight at us, so I just feel like she needs to be in the center. I'm wondering, do they need white around them? Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to cut the tag shape so I know exactly where I want to position her. Yep, I think right in the center of the tag, not down low, not off to the side, but right there. But I think she needs something else. I don't put a lot of lace on tags unless it's at the top, because it would be hard to tuck it into a pocket. But I feel like she needs some lace. Even though she's got a background full of crochet lace. Maybe just a little bit. If I glue it down good, then it wouldn't get stuck going in and out of the pocket. And I could maybe add a button. Look at all the buttons on her outfit. Maybe I could do 3 buttons. And I found 3 all the same. Okay. Not going to be able to finish this on this video, I don't think. At least not with the buttons. Because I'm going to put thread in the buttons. So I'm going to glue her down. And I'll glue the lace down. And I will put either a white, I think I'll use a white reinforcement on these. I think that would look nice. This needs glue. That is very unsticky. These are vintage reinforcements. And do I have red seam binding, or do I want to use white lace or white ribbon? I don't think I have red seam binding. I might, oops, I'm sorry. I might try putting some lace in there. Might be a little wide. Let's try it. Oh, I think that works. That is a charming tag, and I will add some buttons to it. Like there, half on the lace and half off the lace, maybe. So I will just put some thread in these buttons. There's a little nodule on the back there I might have to try to cut off, and glue them on. And I'll probably take that lace back out and sew around it and then put the lace back in. But that's a really pretty tag, isn't it? And I will do something similar with these. I don't know exactly how it'll go because these have protrusions from the rectangle, these elements sticking out. She's going to lose her at least part of her elbow. So when I glue it to the white, I'll have to, you know, give a little border around those parts too, and I think that'll be fun. I'm not sure if I'm going to cover that up or just let it be there, because I don't want to cut her elbow off. I think that's just part of her sassy attitude. Maybe she doesn't belong all the way down there. Yeah, I think she does. Alright, so I have to finish these and finish those buttons, but let's take a quick look at what else we did. I won't go over the ones that were finished that I showed you, just the ones we did here in the video. We finished this one, which was a very simple finish. And it's a very simple tag. It's got some splatters from where I had been coloring cardstock and stuff, but I think it's cool. I'll leave it. I might stamp some lines on the back. And then we have this tag. It's just over a little paper there, over just enough to make it look a little lopsided on the bottom, but there we go. That's a cute tag. I like that one. And then we did these. Is that all? Oh, these. And these are really fun. I hope you enjoyed these Tag Tuesdays using the book pages, craft book pages. I hope you have some craft book pages that you feel inspired to get out and see what you can make. It all depends on the kind of pages you have. I have a variety, pretty big variety of different types of pages. Just quickly, I have this pretty pink book, and I thought this would make a good tag right there. And some of these images. So that's a sewing book. This would make a good tag. Or journaling card, little journaling cards. I cut them smaller. So anything that has a vertical design would make a great tag. Something like that. I don't think these would be very interesting. These are not interesting illustrations, but that one would be better. Something like that would make a fun tag. And then of course my cross-stitch ones. I thought she would be really cute if I'd have to cut off quite a bit, but I think it would be a gorgeous tag. And that, I was going to do that too. I just ran out of time. And these I pulled out. These are from craft books, but I'm using them for backgrounds. And you saw both of them in today's video. So that's it for today. I will be back with another video probably tomorrow. And I hope you are having a creative day today. Bye-bye.